Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Krishna, dear devotees. Now I am going to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto, 15th chapter, text 3 onward. Tanmanjugosali Mrigadvija Kulam Mahanmanam Prakhya Saraswata Bhatena Justam Satapatra Gandhina Nirikhirantum Bhagavan Manodadhe. That means the Supreme Personality of Godhead looked up over the forest, which resounded with the charming sounds of bees, animals, and birds, and which was enhanced by a lake whose clear water resembled the minds of great souls, and by a breeze carrying the fragrance of 100-petaled lotuses. Seeing all this, Lord Krishna decided to enjoy the auspicious atmosphere. The Lord is always Anandagana, and he wants to get pleasure. So in the purport, the disciples of Srila Prabhupada Maharaj say that Lord Krishna saw that the Vrindavan forest was giving pleasure to all five senses. The bees, birds, animals made charming sounds that brought sweet pleasure to the ears. The wind was faithfully rendering service to the Lord by blowing throughout the forest and carrying the cool moisture of a transparent lake, and thus giving pleasure to the sense of touch. By the sweetness of the wind, even the sense of taste was being stimulated, and the fragrance of lotus flowers was bringing pleasure to the nostrils, and the entire forest was endowed with heavenly beauty, which is giving spiritual bliss to the eyes. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has thus explained the significance of these words. Krishna desired to prey upon seeing the beauty of the forest, which gave joy to the five senses. How did the forest satisfy the senses? Of course, it is stated previous, so that's why I do not have to say it again. So, Sri Jiva Goswami in Laghu Vaishnava Tusani says, describing other glories of the forest, Sukadev describes the beginning of Krishna's playing. The pools were filled with water, clear as the minds of great devotee. Thus they were suitable for the Lord's pastimes. Many pools are indicated by the word Saraswata. A comparison is made between the mental function of the devotees and the water particles which are carried by the wind. Casting his joyful glance over everywhere, his mind became absorbed in prema, and he decided to play Rantam Manudadhe. The word Bhagavan suggests Krishna's power to enchant everyone completely. So in the next verse, that is verse 4, it is said that Satatra Tatra Runa Pallavasya Hala Prasuno Urubharin Padayoho Srisas Sinkan Bhikhya Vanaspatin Muda Smayan Iva Hagrajam Adipurusha. The Primal Lord saw that the stately trees with their beautiful reddish buds and that their heavy burden of fruits and flowers were bending down to touch the feet with the tips of their branches. Thus he smiled gently and addressed his elder brother. In the purport it is said that the words Muda Smayan Eva indicates that Lord Krishna was in a joking mood. He knew that the trees were actually going down to worship him, but in the following verse, the Lord, speaking in a friendly, light-hearted mood, gives the credit to his brother Balaram. So, Srila Sanatana Goswami in Brihad Vaishnava Dosani says, he saw everywhere, tatra tatra, the huge trees, Vanaspatim, with branches touching his feet, and heavy with flowers and fruits, with a wealth of red shoots, or because of the weight of the branches touching his feet, he smiled and spoke. Mm. The branches touched his feet with devotion. The leaves are not mentioned since they were not so excellent as the fruit and flowers. He smiled because that was natural to him, or he smiled because spontaneously he would speak descriptions to Balaram. Krishna is called Adi Purusha because it was suitable for him to speak to Balaram, who had appeared as his elder brother for some special pastimes. Since the previous verse mentioned that Krishna had developed the urge to enjoy, he would now perform one pastime to give joy to the heart. So, in the next verse, that is verse 5, it is said that Sri Bhagavan Uvacha 5 to 8, Krishna jokingly glorifies Balaram. These 4 verses. So in the verse 5 it is said that Aho Ami Devvara Marat Istitam Padam Bhujam Te Sumana Phalaranam Namanti Upadaya Sikhavi Atmana Tamo Pahati Tarujanma Jat Kartam Jatkritam. That means the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O greatest of Lords, just see how these trees are bowing their heads at your lotus feet, which are worshipable by the immortal demigods. The trees are offering their fruits and flowers to eradicate the dark ignorance that has caused their birth as trees. In the purport, the disciples of Srila Prabhupada Maharaj says that the trees of Vrindavan were thinking that because of past offenses, they are now taken birth as trees and being immovable, could not accompany the Lord Krishna in his wanderings throughout the Vrindavan area. In fact, all the creatures of Vrindavan, including the trees and cows, were great souls who could personally associate with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but because of ecstatic sentiments of separation, the trees consider themselves in ignorance and thus try to purify themselves by bowing down at the lotus feet of Krishna and Balaram. Lord Krishna, understanding their mentality, simultaneously glanced at them with affection and praised their devotional service before his elder brother Balaram. So, the Sanatana Goswami in Brihad Vaishnava Doshan says, the Lord said, O brother, Aho, the trees are worshipped by those having known on death, Amara. The best of the devatas, like Brahma, even those who are liberated are ignorant. Since they are deprived of prema, then they merge in Brahman. Using their branches as their heads, and the trees bring offerings with devotion to the world, and they have taken birth as trees to remove ignorance and their bad karma. This is a prayer so that all plants can be liberated from their ignorant condition. The plants cannot approach you like the animals and birds which are mobile. In this way, I'd like to stop here with a request to subscribe, share and like our channel and get the blessings of the Lord. Hare Krishna.